Don't say I didn't warn you guys when I said BioWare is screwed and most likely going down in flames. We have our first official major loss at the studio in Sylvia Feketekuty, a senior writer with the company for nearly 15 years, has officially announced her departure and doesn't have a plan on what to do next, which should tell you all you need to know about what's going on at BioWare right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and a massive loss for BioWare, a studio that is undergoing quite a bit of scrutiny and seems to be on a disastrous path towards destruction. And this is hot off the heels of me covering insiders who work at BioWare reaching out to me saying that internally, there are talks right now of layoffs and massive concerns that they may not have their jobs come the new year or shortly after that. That's how bad it is there right now. So I think it's safe to say that Dragon Age the Veilguard underperformed quite a bit. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down how one of the lead writers of 15 years, Sylvia Feketekuty, is leaving without anywhere to go. They're just up and saying, yeah, my time has come here. This isn't the place that it used to be. And yet another blow to the once magnificent and now very struggling ship called BioWare. Sylvia Feketekuty, a senior writer of the company for 15 years, has officially announced her departure. This comes hot off the heels of the disastrous launch of Dragon Age the Veilguard, currently rumored from insiders contacting me, telling me that it has sold under 1.5 million copies in over 2 months of launch time, out of the expected 10 million sales in the first 3 months. I think it's pretty safe to say they're not getting anywhere close to that. Sylvia took to BlueSky to let everyone know that she isn't going to be long for this company anymore. Hey everyone, sorry I've been quiet on here. Was busy with a big decision, namely deciding to leave BioWare. I'll really miss working with everyone there, but after 15 years, it just feels like a good time for a break. If/when I've got something noteworthy lined up, I'll mention it here. So this should tell everybody exactly what they need to know about the current direction of BioWare and the employees' mindsets working there. Dragon Age the Veilguard was such an epic failure that one of the writers that's been there for over a decade, we're talking a decade and a half, after Veilguard launched and fell flat on its face, they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna start walking out the door because it's not gonna be pretty here. Then you pair that with saying that they don't have anything lined up, but they'll be sure to let you guys know when they do find something, tells you that they're jumping ship because they'd rather not work than deal with whatever the hell's going on at BioWare internally right now. That's a big yikes. She later added, I'll go back to answering your questions/comments, thank you for them, before shutting the account down. It'll still just be slow, because I've left BioWare. There's likely a few things I can't answer now just because I can't look them up with certainty anymore. But a lot of questions I saw are fine. So this strikes me as a very kind person that just wants the games to be talked about. Someone very passionate about what they put their work into. This is someone that started at BioWare during Mass Effect 2. Somebody that has a talent for story writing, and the entire tenure they've been there, they've seen BioWare's ship sink. The fact that Feketekuty is leaving without a plan or any kind of future prospects is extremely telling. She began her career at BioWare with Mass Effect 2 in 2010 and contributed to several high-profile titles while she was there, including Mass Effect 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, and Anthem, before returning to Dragon Age series for Veilguard. Her decision to leave the company comes amid increasing speculation that the game's underperformance could spell even further trouble for BioWare, as multiple insiders have contacted me directly with heavy layoffs potentially incoming very soon at BioWare. And hearing this tells me that this person doesn't want to be around to see it all go down. The Veilguard has been widely criticized for failing to meet both player and industry expectations. Despite glowing reviews from a very heavily curated group of quote-unquote professional reviewers, the game only saw a peak concurrent player count of 89,418 players on Steam, and that has since plummeted to a meager 11,279 in the past 24 hours. That is about a 90% drop in player count in less than 2 months after launch. It's not very sustainable for a company looking to sell a game for the long term. Despite the alarming decline that we could all see from far away, the game director Corinne Bush, the man that's clearly displaying some serious mental health concerns while identifying and dressing up as a woman when they go into work, sidestepped questions about the game's sales performance. When Eurogamer asked him about the commercial response of sales, Bush said, "Unfortunately, on the sales side, that's not something we can really discuss, but of course, as we know with Inquisition, that was a long burn to get those total sales numbers." Which I guess you could say is true, but at the same time, Inquisition was a very different story, because people actually like that game, as opposed to the Veilguard, or overwhelmingly because of the inserted messaging and trans ideologies among a slew of other very questionable design choices. Players are rejecting this wholeheartedly, saying, "No, I'd rather play other games. That's not for me." As I reported previously, an insider revealed that the internal expectations for the Veilguard were quite ambitious, to say the least, with a rumored target of 10 million copies sold within the first 3 months by parent company EA. However, the game has only managed to sell under 1.5 million copies so far, according to this insider, and now is only expected to potentially cross 3 million sales lifetime, which would be falling drastically short of any kind of initial projections from EA. We're talking over 7 million short sales. That's not a great look. In light of the Veilguard's underwhelming performance, rumors of impending layoffs have begun to circulate. As I reported previously, the insider that recently contacted me revealed that the mood within BioWare is extremely grim. They stated, "There's rumors around the office that layoffs are on the horizon." The failure of Veilguard has prompted deep introspection within the company, as leadership has been scrambling to identify and address the root causes. It's pretty obvious to anyone with half a brain to figure out why Veilguard has sputtered, but the closer you get to the center, like I've said before, apparently the more blurry it becomes for the people actually working there. You know, the ones making these big decisions thinking that this is what the public gamers actually want to play, when in reality, it's anything but. BioWare's struggles with the Veilguard are emblematic of broader issues plaguing the company, from misaligned leadership to a gigantic disconnect with their previously established core audience. The studio of BioWare has repeatedly stumbled. Many fans of the series and big-time YouTube personalities like Endymion and Hypnotic have criticized the prioritization of identity politics over engaging storytelling and meaningful gameplay. And it doesn't just stop with YouTubers saying this. It's the gamers themselves, even if they don't have a voice on a platform. They are taking to comment sections and message boards and just saying, "Hey, this isn't what I signed up for. I don't want ideologies injected into my fantasy role-playing games." I've even personally been pointing out that the lead developer, Corinne Bush's comments about being trans are a primary example of the misplaced focus going on with the game. He even stated, "Being trans shaped everything about who I am." And while representation is important, I'd argue that the statements like that one, alongside the game's lackluster narrative and technical issues, highlight a much deeper problem. BioWare has lost touch with what made them a great game company to begin with, making games that resonate with audience in the first place. The sales took a massive blow, and now the company is eroding, with a massive figurehead leaving on their own accord, without any kind of plans of what to do for themselves in the future. They just want to abandon ship before it sinks. Feketekuty's departure genuinely feels like a significant turning point for BioWare. After dedicating 15 years of her life to the company, her decision to leave speaks volumes about the state of the studio as is. Combined with the Veilguard's abysmal performance and rumored layoffs, it's hard to ignore all the signs that BioWare may be crumbling right in front of our eyes under its own weight, becoming yet another gravestone in the EA graveyard of companies purchased just to go out and die. And maybe this is me just giving a preemptive RIP to BioWare, but it feels like everything is pointing to that. And the next Mass Effect, if we even get that far, may be the last gasp. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link it in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
And Sylvia Feketekuty. They're both writers on Mass Effect 2 and 3.
I was only Mass Effect 3. I did some Mass Effect 2 DLC, but ME3 is my first big game.